Who rewrote that? Who said that we're not going to have Little Red Riding Hood, extracted out of the belly of the wolf anymore, or the grandmother pulled out the belly? We're not going to have the local woodsman take his axe and chop and split in half the wolf in order to get them out. Who rewrote that? As of now, my age is 30. I'm a fresh 30-year-old, And you know that you're old, not that the number's old, but the experience is old when you've seen everything happen twice in your life. You've seen certain trends go out and certain trends come back in. You see fur coats go out and fur coats come back in. You see leather pants go out and leather pants go back in. You see skinny jeans go out and stonewashed jeans, and it works its way right back in. You see certain genres and certain things leave a society and leave a culture and then come right back around all those years later. That's how you know you're getting old. That's how you know you've lived and have some experience under your belt, because you've seen these things happen twice. I can imagine when I'm 40, 50, 60, see these things happen 3 times. That'll be like amazing, shocking. When is yo-yos coming back? When is the spandex era coming back? That's neither here nor there. Here's a little psyop, a little psychological operations test that I want you to evaluate real quick and undergo. This is how you can tell your age and your experience. The story of Little Red Riding Hood, right? In the story Little Red Riding Hood, her grandmother is on the other side of the forest and she's sick. Her mother packs her with a picnic basket full of snacks and soups and some medicines and different things to get Granny better. So Little Red Riding Hood goes on this journey across the forest, and long story short, she gets to the other side of the forest, and what happens? Her grandmother has been eaten by the wolf. Yes, eaten and devoured by the wolf. The wolf eats Little Red Riding Hood. A local hunter or a local wood chopper, a local woodsmith, a local woodsman comes in, finds the wolf that's eaten the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood, takes his axe, splits the wolf's stomach open down the middle with the axe, kills the wolf, extracts Little Red Riding Hood and the grandmother, and the story ends with the death of the wolf and the wolf paying the ultimate price for violating and lying. That's what the story was in my generation, in my era, when it was read to us. That was real. Let's look at the current generation. What happens? Oh, the wolf is confronted, and then the grandmother's hiding in the closet, and Little Red Riding Hood never got ate, and what the heck is going on? Who rewrote my favorite story next to Jack and the Beanstalk? Who rewrote that? Who said that we're not gonna have Little Red Riding Hood, extracted out of the belly of the wolf anymore, or the grandmother pulled out the belly? We're not gonna have the local woodsman take his axe and chop and split in half the wolf in order to get them out. Who rewrote that? This is what I'm talking about. Psyopting. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about social political engineering. The same way that story was rewrote, and most of you who would listen to this say, I don't remember that version of the story when, where the woodsman took the axe and cut the wolves right down the middle and took them out. I remember the version of the story where the grandmother was hiding in the little closet and so on and so forth. I remember that version. Yeah, because it wasn't told to you. This is the same thing happened in our school system when we remove history and replace it with social studies, socialism studies. This is the same thing that happens when you rewrite history and we rewrite certain laws and rewrite the certain outlooks and perspectives of this country. This has been going on forever, and the same way it happens with an innocent little children's story is the same way it happens with the identity of a nation. So just throwing these little things out there. How much of your history has been rewritten as an American? How much of your ancestors' history have been rewritten as an American? How much of what you know and thought to be true is not really true as an American? I just urge everybody to go back in time, do some real research, some real history, some real digging to find out some interesting things about where we came from as the birth of a nation, as America, this melting pot of all different cultures and generations. How did we all get here? How was this land acquired? Let's look into these things so that we're not ignorant when we begin to talk about, and talk on that political field and begin to talk on that social level. Let's actually bring facts to the table. It's so much of what people talk about is painted off a picture that's not true and painted off a concept that's totally wrong and has been debunked, but they don't recognize it because everything they've been taught in their life was a certain way. Not so. Let's get smarter as we move along. Let's see things for what they really are, and let's actually do a better job at educating ourselves. Because at the same point, we can rewrite children's stories where an entire generation has no concept and no understanding of a legit story and the best action story I've ever heard. Then the same way they can rewrite the action story of your country and your country's origin and how things have come to be.